Hello, my friends. Welcome back to Ink and Fig. My name is Alex, and today it is another coffee date with Alex. I have a cup of tea here in my fabulous new mug from Oil and Birch, and I'm ready to talk about some books. So, I've got a lot of updates since the last time I touched base with you. I have finished 2 books. I am in the middle of 2 books, and then I have some unboxings that we need to do together because I forgot what I ordered. It's going to be an exciting time. So, I'm going to start off with the books that I finished. These were my last 2 books for September, and mixed bag. So the first book is the first volume of Kakegurui by Homura Kawamoto. This is a weird book. Basically, I was running up against the clock for the next stage in the Adventure in Aldia for the Aurelium Readathon, and I had to read a Dark Academia book for September, which was allegedly going to be Babel. But Babel is taking a long time, as I sort of expected because it's a huge book, but I kind of also started it really late in September, so that didn't really work out for me. So I looked up Dark Academia manga, because I'm like, yeah, of course, there's gotta be something, right? And the one that looked the most compelling to me was Kakegurui, which was about an academy, a private academy for the children of rich people in Japan. So, like business people, philanthropists, stuff like that. And the whole gimmick at this school is that the social currency here is your gambling ability. So the whole school is run on games of chance, card games, other kinds of games, and you basically gamble outrageously large sums of money for children, and you gain and lose social currency based on how well you do. So, the person through whom the story is being told is now a have not. He finds himself in that position, and there is now a new student who he has to show around the school. She, on the surface, seems very naive and what he believes to be easily victimized by the social situation going on at the school. And she ends up diving right into it headfirst and gambling with the school's most prolific gambler. And this is where we figure out that this new girl is not all that she seems. On the surface, cool concept. My 2 biggest critiques about this was number one, the art style. It was beautiful, but also it was extremely fan servicey for absolutely no reason. And I understand when that happens that I am not the target audience. Like, this is going to be for men predominantly. And yeah, it just didn't land for me. Like, it had absolutely no purpose. And that's just how it is. The other complaint that I had was that every chapter was basically the same. So the first 2 chapters were each sort of their own kind of story arc, and then the chapters 3 and 4 were a contained, slightly larger arc. And literally all 3 of them were exactly the same. It was different people, different gambling games, but the arc was exactly the same. And I'm just not here for repetitiveness. I would like a story and something to compel me to continue reading, and frankly, I am in no way compelled to pick up volume 2. So that one did not land for me. I think I rated it like a 2.5 or a 3, because it was fine and it was well written, and it was, again, like the art, aside from a couple of things, was like beautiful, but I have no desire to keep on reading it, so why would I? The second book that I read was a lot better than the first one. I rated this one a 4.5 to open up with, and that is Notes on Her Color by Jennifer Neal. This book is about, it's sort of written as a memoir format. It's entirely fiction about a girl who had a very complicated relationship with her mother in the context of an abusive household. Her father was abusive, and her mother was sort of just trying to survive in that with her daughter. The mother and daughter come from a long line of women who have the ability to change their skin color from the entire range of what you would believe normal human skin colors to be, to include things like orange and blue and like transparent, like all kinds of colors they can turn their skin into. So my one critique with that was that it was kind of an on the nose metaphor for passing, which is what they call this ability to change the skin tone, passing. And it plays, without giving spoilers, it plays really deeply into their relationship with the father in this story, who is black but really wants to fit into white society, and his wife and daughter can pass as white. And it's wild. It is extremely messed up in a lot of ways, and it involves a lot of music stuff, which I also found really interesting. The daughter ends up taking piano lessons at one point, and that sort of changes the trajectory of her life. And so it's a story about her music career, I guess, like the beginnings of her music career and her relationship with her parents and her relationship with herself in and amongst that. This book is really good. It does come with a sexual assault trigger warning, so be careful with that if you're picking this up. But aside from that, this was a really good book, and frankly, I think if you're looking for something new, this would be it. I've never seen anything like this before. Like, this was magical realism that I felt like I could grasp, and it was quite compelling. So I would definitely give this one a read if you're looking for something along those lines. So that is everything that I have read since the last time we talked. I am in the middle of 2 books right now, and I just want to touch on these quickly so you know where I'm at right now. I started yesterday episode 13 by Craig DeLuey, and I suddenly have a little bit less faith in this than I had before I picked it up. Like, from the cover, I sort of have an idea of what the vibe of this book would have been, and so far we're not getting that. Now granted, I'm still in sort of like the beginning of this story arc here, and the story is being told as if it was a true story in excerpts from the blog of the people who are doing this ghost hunting show, and a magazine article about them, and a transcript of a phone interview that one of them did. And so far I'm not really getting the, you know, creepy haunted vibes that I was really hoping to get from this. But again, I'm just in the beginning. This is like, if you've ever played Outlast, it's kind of like the scene in the car where you're approaching the asylum, but you like haven't gotten into it yet. It's kind of got that feeling. So I haven't given up. I'm obviously not giving up on this. I'm this far through. Yeah, I'm gonna continue reading it and we're gonna see how it goes. But at the moment, don't know how I feel about it. And then, of course, surprising no one, the other book that I am in the middle of is Babel. I am actually in the middle of it this time. I'm halfway through. This continues to be an absolute banger. I think that The Other Shoe is about to drop because we're heading into the 4th and final year of their bachelor's degrees. And so that, of course, is when the whole plot's going to come to a head. So I'm excited to see where this one goes. It is, again, sort of like, for me, like, the print is very small, and it's a very thick book, so I keep trying to have to battle with myself to not get scared and give up on this book, but it's really good, so it's sucking me in and keeping me going, so I'm just gonna keep plucking away at this, and I'm hoping to finish it this month, but I am gonna be reading some other things interspersed, because it is taking me a while, and I want to make sure that my attention is still in it, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's really hard to keep your attention when you're struggling with being intimidated by the book that you're holding, you know what I mean? So, I don't know. I like big books, but they scare me. That's just how I am as a person. Anyway, let's move on to the unboxings, because I'm interested to see what I ordered, because I super don't remember. So I have 3 Book of the Month boxes here that I would love to know what is inside. I have not unboxed whatever I ordered for the last 3 months, so I think this is July, August, and September. One of these has 3 books in it, because one of the months in there, like, every option looked good, so I just got a bunch of them. And the other 2, I don't know how many is in them. I don't know what I'm getting. Like, I'm a mess right now, and I completely forget what I ordered. We are readers. If there is a book inside of this box, we're gonna get to it. All right. Oh, right. Yes. Okay. First book I'm actually quite excited about. This is Family Lore by Elizabeth Acevedo. I know absolutely nothing about this book, so I don't even want to read the inside cover of this. If you want to know more about it, go look it up on Google because I'm not spoiling myself. All I know is that I love Elizabeth Acevedo. I read, oh god, what was the one with the plane? Clap When You Land. I read Clap When You Land as my last book of 2021, I think, and I haven't read any Acevedo since, and I really want to continue with that. So this one I'm hoping to get to soon, although it does look more like a springy book, so this might wait until early next year, but I'm still really excited about this. Okay, I'm not gonna look. I'm just gonna open it. All right, what do we got? Ooh, okay, interesting. I don't remember what this is about. This is Dark Corners by Megan Golden. If you can't read the cover, it says she can't see what she fears the most. That sounds creepy. What do we got? Rachel Kroll, the true crime podcaster star of Megan Golden's acclaimed The Night Swim, returns to search for a popular influencer who disappears after visiting a suspected serial killer. Okay, so I actually, as soon as I bought this, I realized it was a sequel, so I went out and bought the first one, which is somewhere else in my house right now. So I'm going to be reading the first one of this first, but it's basically about, she's a true crime podcaster, and she deals with crimes that sort of surround social media. So I think the first one involved a YouTuber. This one is involving an influencer, so sort of along the same lines. So I'm interested to see what this is about, because I think this is going to incorporate some more modern aspects into a classic murder mystery, and I'm excited to see how she does that. Okay, the last one is a very large box. I believe there are 3 books in here. Man, prying these boxes open with your bare hands is an adventure. Woo! That's an exciting thing to see when you open the box. Okay, what is that? Alright, well, it looked like The Evil Eye, and it is in fact called Evil Eye by Etaf Rum. What is this about? The acclaimed best-selling author of A Woman Is No Man returns with a striking exploration of the world of a Palestinian-American woman, the meaning of a fulfilling life, and the ways our unresolved past affects our present. Very cool. This is definitely more up my alley in terms of the literary fiction side of things, but I do love reconciling one's past in a narrative, so I'm excited to see how that turns out. The next one has a very colorful, I just saw the last one in the box, and that looks good. Oh, and I kind of remember what that one's about. Okay, hang on. We will get there in a hot second. The next one is called The Stranger Upstairs by Lisa M. Matlin. This one, I also don't remember what it was about. Oh yeah, here we go. Most people wouldn't buy an infamous murder house to renovate for fun, but Sarah Slade is not most people. Renovating a murder house. This sounds fun. I think I remember buying this now that I read that, and I think I bought it around the same time that I bought episode 13 because I love haunted house kind of stuff, and both of these give me vibes that are kind of like the first season of American Horror Story, which admittedly I never finished, but the vibes sounded similar. So I think that's kind of what I'm walking into with this one. And even if it's not, I'm here for a good ghost story, so let's get it. The last one, though, as soon as I saw the cover, I remembered. Oh, this looks so cool. This is The Intern by Michelle Campbell. This one is about, if I'm not mistaken, a young Harvard law student falls under the spell of a charismatic judge in this timely and thrilling novel about class, ambition, family, and murder. For those of you who may not know, I do work in the legal field as my day job, so like this just sounds juicy and very much up my alley. So this one I think is probably going to get read before the end of 2023 here, because like this just sounds deliciously messed up. Thank you for unboxing all of those with me. I have been behind on lots of things up to and including this, and it was really nice to just finally get those off my shelf. I think that's it for me today. Thank you so much for coming to join me today for another coffee date with Alex. I will grab my little cup of tea here in my fabulous little mug. I didn't show you the other side of this mug, but like this whole mug is just incredible, top to bottom. I love this. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate you being here. Leave me a comment down below and let me know if you've read any of these books that I just got and which one I should start with if you have read more than one or one. I don't know. Just tell me which one I should start with. Go ahead and like this video if you liked it so that other people can come and join the fun. Subscribe if you have not yet subscribed because I have got new content coming out all the time and I would love for you to not miss any of that because we've got some very interesting things coming up in the next few weeks, which I think you're going to enjoy. Go ahead and follow me on all of my social media at Ink and Fig. I'm on basically everything, so just pop that in the search bar and you'll probably find me. To keep up with whatever I'm doing on the rest of the internet, because I'm always up to something. That's it for today. Thank you once again so much for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.